Hello everyone, I'm Valen and you're watching this. Hi, I'm Valen and today we'll be talking about Deep Blue Sea. I know I said I probably wouldn't do any more shark movie reviews because the last one was so long and I know it's not super interesting without any like movie clips in it to show you what I'm talking about. But I'll actually just have to figure out how to do that because I actually got a request for more shark videos, and as long as there's at least one person that likes it, may as well do it. Why not? So I wrote the script for this video a year and a half ago, and it's not great, but I don't have Deep Blue Sea like to own, and I don't really feel like watching it again. I will warn you that there is a lot of pettiness in this review. I don't know why that movie made me so mad, but apparently it did. That was just 28-year-old me, I guess, being an asshole about a movie that didn't take itself seriously, but that's fine. So, first scene. What can I even say about this first scene? It's pretty much established that sharks are able to headbutt things, whether it's just to inspect or attack. But this shark headbutts its boat until its head pops through the wood floor of the outside deck. I suppose I can't say a shark went and tried to fuck up a boat that much, but I can say that the shark in this scene looks like a rubber freaking puppet. It's so big. Anyway, the teens, college students, fall in the water and start screaming. They keep screaming as they scramble to somehow get back on the boat. Yes, make more noise so that the shark will immediately spot you and know where you are. Next scene. A newspaper is thrown on a desk with the title, "Test Shark Escapes." Genetically, sharks really don't have anything in common with people, except maybe for their brain that looks a lot like a pair of ovaries. How the hell would any experiment done on sharks work for humans? You'd think they use a rat or even a banana. Disclaimer, I'm not advocating animal abuse in the name of science. That's shitty and I don't like it. So, after the main scientist lady, I don't know her name. I will not say her name in this entire review because I don't care about her. There are only two characters I care about. If you can guess which one before the end, congratulations, you get my approval. I don't know. So the main scientist lady has a conversation with Samuel L. Jackson, and you'll learn that she is somehow using the test shark to find a cure for Alzheimer's. A shark's brain chemistry and makeup is a bit different than ours, like I said. So the scientist and Jackson go to this floating laboratory in the middle of the ocean, and you see a shark in a sort of harness as a machine is transporting her from somewhere. The water nearby, I guess. I'm taking a point off for the simple fact that some white dude, trademark, and the guy helping are just shooting the shit while the shark is squirming in the harness. This creature is pretty much suffocating because water isn't being poured over its gills, and it doesn't seem bothered by that fact. The two stupid humans don't either. So you see the shark completely in all of its glory, and it has stripe patterns on it like a juvenile tiger shark, but its basic body shape is that of a great white. So what exactly is this kind of shark supposed to be? Hybrid? Did they do that in testing sharks too? Also, it keeps hissing. Like, hissing. As I said on my Jaws review, sharks don't make any noise. They don't roar, hiss, growl, grunt, nothing. They can't make that kind of verbal noise. In the same scene, you see a guy just swimming where the shark is. The shark charges aggressively at him, but then the guy just kind of avoids the mouth and hangs on her side for a swim. I'm taking a couple extra points off for all of this just because there's so much bullshit. I'm wondering how my cat doesn't smell and keel over. And finally, he grabs the license plate hanging on the shark's mouth and throws it up on the deck. I don't really have to put the disclaimer out there that reaching for a shark's mouth is dangerous, right? Right? The mysterious shark tamer admits that sharks don't like the taste of us very much. I'll give some points back for that. Some other white guy, trademark, says that the tranquilizer should have taken the shark out completely. It said that the shark that escaped was about 12 feet, and they seem to think that that's massive, but that's actually just the average length of a great white. Plus, sharks have very tough skin. Unless they had a needle that was strong and solid enough, it might not have done much of anything. Not shark related, Burrow gives some free points to the chemistry LL Cool J has with his parrot. He's just so likable as an actor, and you can't persuade me otherwise. One of the women on the boat claims that sharks never get cancer, which is false. It's pretty rare, but they're not completely immune to illness. I can appreciate that the people on the boat are trying to make sharks look mysterious, but I'll have to take off for false information. We learned that the scientists have increased the shark's forebrain to 5 times its size. For some reason, after they did this, the sharks decided to hunt in packs. Now they'll only eat other sharks. It's not uncommon for sharks to eat other sharks. Some even do it in the womb. But for a solitary species like great whites, hunting in packs is uncommon. It's going to be hard to grade this movie from here on out because we basically deal with what if information. The next morning, a storm starts forming over the lab. Visibility is near zero. They're supposed to be running the test on either one or all of the sharks in the middle of all of this. Sharks starting to mistake people for seals in decent weather conditions. This is just a really bad idea. Somehow, while the shark wrangler from the beginning, whose name is Carter, is in a titanium tunnel to get the sharks synchronize a sneak attack. They can't break through the titanium, and he recognizes it as a weapon and swim away. And somehow, the sharks have learned to recognize cameras and are taking them out. No, just no. So, in the next scene, they get the brain sample from the shark and they use it on a piece of brain from an Alzheimer's patient. There's brain activity on the brain for about 6.5 seconds, and that's cause for celebration. One of the male scientists crouches down stupidly close to the platform where the shark is, although they did the right thing and had jets of water going through the gills this time, and the shark turns his head and rips the man's arm absolutely off. I'm going to award points for this because the shark completely fucks up the platform, and to be honest, I was kind of waiting for that moment. Carter goes to kill it, but the head scientist lady makes the platform go down because of her successful sample, and she doesn't want to lose it. I'll bet that won't bite her in the ass anytime soon. After a very dramatic scene with a helicopter coming down to the lab just enough so that they can hook a gurney to it, all hell breaks loose. The guy that lost the arm was on the gurney, and they were trying to, fly him to a hospital to get him help. All you need to know about this scene is the single-armed scientist fell into the water, gurney and all, and the helicopter crashed into the lookout tower that they have on the floating laboratory. A few floors below, the other scientists see a shark with the man and the gurney in its mouth, and the shark throws the man at the window with its mouth. That's going to be another nah. Now, for this next scene, all you really need to know is that a shark busted open a steel door. Now, I quickly Googled this, and it looks like you'd need a force of 35,000 psi. No matter how big a shark is, unless it's a megalodon, it's not going to have that much force. These sharks are now actively after these people, breaking down doors to get to them. If a shark has to put up this much of a fight to get their prey, they're going to swim off and find something else. Sharks generally try to use the least amount of energy that they can afford when hunting prey, like a seal. You know, if the seal is too agile and it keeps escaping, the shark's not going to try and continue to eat it or to kill it. So they're just using way too much energy and force at this point. So in this scene, it's pretty iconic, stupid but iconic. And one of the sharks come up from the little pool big enough to fit a single man's submarine through it and flop on the floor, grab Jackson, and then drag him into the water. I don't really feel like I have to explain the point taken for that. He was in the middle of a kick-ass beach too. It's actually one of my favorite scenes. Well, before the shark gets him. At one point, everybody splits up, and the scientist lady is in a room by herself. She goes through her locker, finds a sample she got from the shark. As this is happening, one of the three sharks is sneaking up on her. She climbs onto something, a desk, I think, I don't know, and drops the bag her sample was in. Despite studying them for however long, she decides to splash her hand in the water like an idiot, knowing full well that would just attract the sharks to her, and her hand almost gets bitten off. I want to give a point to LL Cool J for being creative and using his cross necklace to stab the shark in the eye in the middle of being attacked. And then, the end of the movie, they're climbing up a ladder. The scientist lady dies because she got caught by a shark, I think. And, yeah, the end is just harpoon plus TNT equals shark go boom. And obviously, the only two that are left are Carter and LL Cool J, which makes me pretty happy. They were the only two I really cared about. I'll give the movie another 2 points for at least trying to keep them alive. So, the final grade for this, when I did this like a year ago, was -6, and the rank was F. As a shark movie, it's not very good, so I can kind of see why I did that. But like, as a regular movie, just to watch, I think I would grade it like a D or a C, just because it's a movie that does know what it is. And yeah, I don't think I should have really been that harsh. Like, it's a fun little ride if you just want some entertainment for a couple hours, you know? Like, the movie's not that bad. Yeah. So, I guess I'll talk about my next video for a few minutes. The next one is about a movie called The Reef. And that's based on a true story. People, like, it actually happened to these people, and many of them actually died. And it's a pretty good movie, but it's just really sad. So it's not going to be as funny. I don't know if I'm actually going to laugh from anybody, but it's not going to be as funny as this one. But I'll go into detail in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.